I'll tell you the story of how it actually started. I was at my gym in Los Angeles, up at the front desk. I was quite probably a character for a gym owner, because I would either be playing guitar up at the front desk or drawing cars. So this was probably in about 2012 or so, and I'm drawing a car. I'm drawing basically an early version of this. You know, I had this kind of jet fighter fuselage look, and then one of our members was a 3D printer salesperson for, I believe, Stratus. It's a big company, and she's like, "Oh, you got to get that in CAD." I'm like, "Yeah, I do." You know, and then she's like, "I know a guy." So then he came in, and in an office in my gym, we started CADing the early renditions of the car. We always start. I really enjoy engineering too, so I love starting from the chassis and working my way out, because I like the shrink wrapped kind of style of like an LMP car and minimalist bodywork and stuff like that. So yeah, that's how it started. And then my original plan was to have a render in CAD and then try to get a customer that we could build the car for, because I didn't have the, if you outsource everything, it's very expensive, and anybody will take your check and when you say you want to build your own supercar. So it was very tough. And then I found a company that was kind of a consulting company. We started getting some more the bodywork into CAD and having nice renders. And then we found a location right next to a chassis engineer in Los Angeles, and it was a very cheap rent at the time. And I said, "All right, let's take it." And we were sitting in this big empty warehouse, ready to go, with nothing, no actual parts of the car. And then it just was kind of like a year or two process of, with a couple engineers figuring out the components, and we were always shopping the latest and greatest. I've got, there's a lot of vaporware out there, and I was always searching what's the best electric motor for racing, what is this, the best power density batteries and all that. And it was just a step-by-step process of putting the team together. And we just want to be the most extreme. I love the concept car world, that actually this is a concept car that you can drive on the road, and people just, that kind of surreal thing that, heavily influenced by like the Gandini Bertone design back in the early 70s, compared to the other road cars. You see this spaceship, and I just love that we can put smiles on people's faces everywhere we go. So because we're driving this on the streets of Los Angeles and around Miami too. We got the center seating position, pure F1 style. This chassis has about the footprint of an Indy car, with a pretty long wheelbase, wide track, and the center driving position, and inboard shocks, which you can see in there. And the door is what we call double clamshell. It is a two-seater, driver in the front, passenger in the back. We did electric actuators for ease of entry and egress in the vehicle. And we have a Bluetooth system that we can also control with the steering wheel and with the key fob to move a number of the actuators and the ride height and suspension and other controls. And we have a floating dashboard, which is quite unique. And the current guise with the 532 volt battery pack, it is about 1250 horsepower. So
on one gear.
The vehicle weighs 1450 kilograms, so it's got a decent power to weight ratio.
Yeah.
We're planning on improving that quite a bit.
What would be the maximum speed?
The maximum speed with this gearing at redline with the motors theoretically is 317 miles an hour. But with we would need a 800 volt battery pack to try to attempt that, and maybe make some aerodynamic modifications. But in its current form, 250-ish is a reasonable drag limiting ballpark estimate. 240, 250. This is a functional diffuser that does create about 400 pounds of downforce by itself without the wings at 150 miles an hour. And we have the charger port here. We have some vents. We have a rear brake vent, actuator slit, and we have an active aerodynamic rear wing here, which we did CFD test. That can add another 600 pounds of downforce at 150 miles an hour. Five to 10 years from now, I like to be still I have no aspirations to become the next Elon Musk. That's I'd rather
you never know,
keep it niche.
Yeah.
Just like you say, I would rather keep it very niche and extreme